Hi, this is Kate Trefon, your LexisNexis representative. I'm going to point out a couple of features today on Tax Center, which is a LexisNexis exclusive. So first, very quickly, I am on my commercial ID. So the reason I'm on this ID is because it's going to have different features than your typical law school ID. However, what I'm going to show you will be available on your law school ID starting May 31st. And I think this is what's going to come in handy for you. So if you go under, or on May 31st, if you go under the Browse button, you're going to see that there are these options to browse by practice area pages. If you click on by practice area, as of May 31st, there will be a third option, which is going to be called I think it's either going to be called Tax Law or Tax Center. So what that's going to look like is very similar to what we see if we open the Banking and Financial Services practice area page. Basically, it's going to be a one-stop shopping landing page that has all of the tax-centric documents that you might require. So here under Banking and Financial Services, we see that we have the specific section of the U.S. Code, the Dodd-Frank Act, the CFR that is specific to banking regulations. Our case law is going to be filtered by Banking and Financial. News articles are going to be specific to Banking Financial. So as I said, on May 31st, this is going to have the option of tax law, which is going to be very, very specific and is basically doing your filtering and your searching for you. So the way that you would search through this is either to apply the entire section of tax law, or in this instance, banking and financial, and then run your search as you would normally, or if you want to specifically open certain areas. So under key topic, if I wanted to set an alert for this topic, if I wanted to get documents, what this is going to do when I click get documents is run a search through all the content of Lexis, so that means cases, statutes, admin codes, on and on, that is specific to this key topic of anti-money laundering, okay? So like I said, this is not the best demo because, number one, it's not available on your law school ID yet, and number two, it's banking and financial and not tax law. But I think you get the idea, and again, as of May 31st, this is going to be tax law, and it will be synced with your law school ID. Okay, so two other things I want to show you, and I'm going to have to go on to my student account. Stand by. Is the tax, pretty much any tax document that you're going to need, any secondary source, news publication, etc., has been migrated over to Lexis Advance, and I'll explain more about that in a minute. However, on Lexis.com, which is our old platform that you can access by going up under the caret and then clicking down here, Lexis.com still has the Tax Center feature, which is basically the original iteration of what I was just describing to you in the practice page. So until May 31st, when that becomes available to you, if you prefer to have the same accessibility and the same features, all you have to do is, again, from your Lexis Advance homepage, go to Lexis.com. That'll open another window in your browser. You should see this landing page automatically. What you can then do is on the right-hand side, click LexisNexis Tax Center, and this is going to be that same idea where everything that you need has been filtered down to tax-specific sources, and you can search that way. So if you are interested in a particular area of tax law, you will see down here under analytical sources, so that's your secondary sources and your journals. Those are going to be listed down here by topic. If you need IRS, anything IRS bulletins, that's going to be under here. You can select as many of these as you like, and then run your search through them up here using either terms and connectors or natural language. Same thing with the code, same thing with tax-specific case law. Okay, so this is different than Lexis Advance because you have to select your database first. On Lexis Advance, we run our search and it covers all of the content and databases automatically. Lexis.com, you just have to tell it what databases you want. So you would click on any of these. You can basically click on all of them if your little heart desires. And then up here, run your search terms, okay? And you can restrict by date, but you do not have to. If you go to this top part up here, My Tax Center, State, International, Tax Topics, Tax News, again, play around with these. These are all going to be pretty much anything that you would need to search through tax law. Okay, so let me just go into Lexis Tax Advisor, the reporter. Yes, okay, so down here it has extracted from the Federal Code Reporter all the different sections. You can dip into these as much as you want, get as specific as you want, and then again, run your search up here. This is also where your IRC and your legislative history annotations are going to live, okay? If you know the specific section, you can select the source and then enter the particular citation that you would want, okay? I'm not going to cover this too much. I think it's pretty self-explanatory and intuitive. If, Eric, you are researching on this and you have any issues or questions or want me to go into something more specific, I'm happy to discuss that with you, and we can go from there. Okay, so then going back to Lexis Advance. I had mentioned that all of the tax sources on .com Tax Center have been migrated over. So the only difference is that, again, just until May 31st, they're just not in one place. Okay, so if you want to look for, let's say we're doing topics, okay, and if I scroll down and I want to run a very general search through tax law here, okay, I can do a general overview, and this is going to give me pretty much anything there is on tax law. Or if I was covering something in federal, estate, and gift tax, what I could do then is select one of these subtopics, or again, go to general overview. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Run a get document search, and what that's going to do is pull case law, pull statutes, pull codes, everything that relates to I forget what subject we were in. I think it was estate and gift tax. Okay, so that's a jumping off point. If you know a particular source that you're looking for, a journal or a tax news source or something like that, you just go into source, select practice area, same idea. If we go down to tax, it's going to show you all of the publications that we have available that relate back to tax, okay? And then, much like on Amazon, you can filter on the left-hand side. If you know you want journals, if you know you want a particular jurisdiction, if you want a particular subtopic, you get the idea. Okay, so that's the Browse by Source button. Now, if you know a particular journal, you can also enter it in the red search box, and it should pop up. So Tax Analyst Notes Today, if that's what we were looking for, we can click on it. It will add it as a filter, which I can then put any search terms I want, and it will only search through a mini private database of tax analysts today. Okay, let me click off of that filter. CFR is going to live in our admin code, right? So let me just do a very general search, and let me show you. If you need to find a particular section of the CFR, we need to clear out of that filter. You're going to want to go into administrative codes and regulations, right? That's where our sections of the CFR live. I think that's probably pretty intuitive, and you could have figured that out on your own, but I know sometimes students struggle with that. So here's our CFR, okay? Any type of agency materials that you need, if you're looking for SEC filings or something like that, those are going to live under admin materials, and you can filter by agency down here, okay, if you're looking for DOJ or SEC, like I said. Otherwise, everything else is going to be exactly where you think it would be: case law, secondary materials, and then the browse feature, okay? If you have follow-up questions, or if this was unclear, and I apologize for the brevity of it, but I think you kind of just wanted a brief navigation. If I'm mistaken and you'd like some more info, please, please, please email me. Otherwise, like I said, on May 31st, under the Browse button, you're going to have that additional practice area pages that we just saw on my commercial ID, and your tax center will be here, and I think that's going to be super helpful too. Okay, so good luck. Again, any follow-up questions, do not hesitate to email me. I'm around all summer. Okay, thanks a lot, Eric, and I'll be in touch. Take care.